welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be my eyeshadow palette collection. I had posted a poll on my Instagram and asked what you would like to see. It was this or a everyday makeup tutorial, and this one won, so I'm going to film it today. And yeah, I do have another new hairstyle which yeah, every time I come back on here and make a new video I have something new with my hair. I'm gonna chill out a bit before it falls off, but yeah, it's really dark now and I actually have a full fringe, but it's grown out a bit now that it is poking me in the eyes. So we've got this here thing going on. It's poking me in the eyes, literally. I can't even like look, I can't see. So I've got this little like nearly bang sort of thing happening. We're just going with it. Sure, it'll grow out in no time anyway. So yeah, this is my eyeshadow palette collection. I have a few wee cheaper ones and ones that I don't use as much that I'm gonna show you first. And then I'm gonna go on with all my bigger, better eyeshadow palettes that I'm obsessed with, and just tell you about them and like what my favourite colours are, and things like that, and if I'd recommend them to use and all that jazz. So yeah, let's just get into the video. So the first one here, and this is in no particular order, I feel like these are just my cheaper ones. Yeah, so I have this sleek palette. It is the Vintage Romance in 141. I actually got this in my glossy box, so I didn't go out of my way to purchase or like to pick this. It just came in my box and it looks like this. I haven't used it at all, but I think they are really nice colours. Bit more autumnal, but I'll maybe try this. I haven't tried it yet, so I can't really review it or anything, but I have it anyway. And no, the colours look interesting. I think that I would get use out of them more around the colder months. Saying that, I feel like we haven't left them and it's already March. Oh, it's April. Next palette is this is a Makeup Revolution palette. It's actually a blush palette. I only have two of these, so I will show them, but you can use these as eyeshadows. These are amazing. This is the Sugar and Spice blush palette. It's got a lot of peachy warm colours in it, and then two highlighters at the end. I absolutely love that there colour, the peachy one, for like transition colours or like yeah, transition colours. I like that for that nice warm transition colours. And you could use any of those pinks, like, you know, if you wanted a nice pink look. So that's the Sugar and Spice palette. And then it's also handy if you just want to change up your blush colour, try something a bit different, you know. The other blush palette that I have is the Golden Sugar palette, and this is amazing. It just has loads of like baked highlightery luminescent colours in it. That there bronze is gorgeous. You could use that as a lid colour. That there's beautiful too. It's like a rose gold. That white is perfect for like an inner corner or anything like that. No, so this is a really good palette. You can use it for eyeshadows too, and it's also just a nice one to have if you want to try different highlighter tones but don't want to, you know, splash the cash yet on something like a Anastasia Beverly Hills palette or something, and you just want to, yeah. Another Makeup Revolution palette is this one, and I actually got this in a glossy box. This is the Redemption palette, Mermaids versus Unicorns, and I haven't used this yet. I've just swatched it before on my Instagram, so that's why it looks like it's been used, but I haven't used it. I'm really impressed with this colour. Wait till you see it. Oh, look at that, and that blue. Oh, and that there burgundy. Look at those colours. Like, I would actually recommend this. I just haven't really used it yet, but the colours are incredible. And yeah, a really fun eyeshadow palette. I have nothing to wipe my fingers on. Baby wipe. Oh. But yeah, I think that'd be a great one if you are doing like Halloween makeup or even festival makeup or something exciting like that. That's a good one. The Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette that I did intentionally buy. This is the Eyes Like Angels palette, and whenever I bought this, I was like, I can't wait to use this. I can't wait to do so much with it. And I never really bothered with it. I never really grabbed at it much, but it just looks like this. It has so many colours in it. It has like frosted bronzes, it has pops of colour, it has highlight colours, it has greens, it has pinks, burgundies, there's matte colours. It is actually a really good palette. I just haven't really used it. I'm just great at wasting money. But no, this, I actually really like this. I've used a few little colours, but it was more around when I first got it. I haven't really like played around with it yet. But these eyeshadows are so good for the price. Like I think they're about £8 for this whole palette, and you get just so many options, and you could create so many eye looks with this. So I really would recommend getting yourself one of these Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palettes. Alright, let's get into the exciting things. I think I'm going to show you my Morphe palettes. I have three. These are them. The first one that I have is the 35U. I've used this in a few of my eyeshadow tutorials. I actually love this. I thought that when I got it, it was just going to be like for Halloween tutorials and like festival things, but I actually found that I use it a lot more than I thought I would. I'll show you it. So it just looks like this. It has like every single colour you could ever need to add a pop of colour to your eyeshadow. And then it also has this lovely big long strip of like warm bronzy orangey colours that you could wear every day. It has lots of nice smoky colours at the bottom if you wanted to do a smoky eye. It has nice colours up around here if you want to do highlights and all that jazz. And I've used this for St. Patrick's Day. I've used this when I went to T Vital to see Avicii. I've used this for a festival eyeshadow look. I love this palette. It's so good. And one of my favourite colours out of the whole palette is this blue. I just need to show you that's probably my favourite colour of the whole entire palette. I just don't have anything like it in any of my others, and yeah, I would recommend this so much. I love this palette. I never thought I would have used it, like I said, as much as I do. Such a good one. And there are mattes and shimmers, and everybody loves Morphe palettes, and this one is a really good one to get if you just want to add a little bit more colour to your face. The other Morphe one I have is the 35W. This is a lovely everyday eyeshadow palette. I lent this to my cousin for like 24 hours and she chipped the black in it, so I'm not taking responsibility for that. No, this is a really good neutral eyeshadow palette. It's not too warm and it's not too cool, it's neutral. I think it's the 35W because it means that it's warm, but there's cool tone colours and warm tone colours and a nice mix of everything. So yeah, I would recommend this if you don't really know what you want, because it has a little bit of everything. And it even has a random pink and purple in there, and some like foiled colours. There's a gorgeous bronze and gold, and plenty of things for you to work around with and have fun with. This is a good one. I do like this as well. I just haven't used it in a wee while, but I love this. This is good. If you want an eyeshadow palette that's gonna, like, if you're like a beginner with eyeshadow, this is a really good one to go for, because it just has a lot of everything in it and you can just play around with it. And yeah, this is really good. I wonder how many times I'm going to say that. And then my last, oh by the way, I haven't even cleaned these eyeshadow palettes, and don't judge me, okay? I just didn't have enough time to sit and clean every single one of them. My last Morphe palette is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, which my sister gifted me for Christmas this year. Thanks, Sissy. Yep, it just looks like this. I mean, I can't really describe how amazing this palette is. I actually love this palette. I seem to always go for, like, grab for it. There is So many gorgeous colours. I love those blues and greens at the bottom and the purple. I love all the rose golds and the cranberries and the foils and the really lovely pops of yellow and orange that it has. Like, it's just a perfect palette. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes today, mixed with another palette, which I will show you very soon. This, I don't even have a favourite colour. I just love this palette. It's so good. The matte colours are like perfect transition shades. Surprisingly enough, the oranges go with the blues. It's just really, really good. There's a beautiful dark green and shimmery green down there that I haven't used, which is catching my eye at the minute, and I'm thinking, oh yes, I want to try that. Black, there's just everything in this palette. This is the perfect palette ever. Love it. BRB. Alright, I am going to talk about my Urban Decay palettes. I have 3 Urban Decay palettes. I did have more, but I had to throw some of them out over the years. They just got a wee bit mucky, messed up. The first Urban Decay one that I have is my Naked 2. This was actually my sister's Naked 2, but I swapped mine with hers because she had used almost all the colours like to the pan, like this. Whereas I barely touched any of mine, but I had used up all of my black. So we did a swapsy, so she got all the colours basically again, and I just got the black that I just love. I love the black in this palette, so good. But yeah, this is getting a bit battered. It was a bit battered before it came to me, and my sister doesn't like to take care of her eyeshadow walls. But no, great palette, but I only use it for the black nowadays. But back in the day, it was like the only thing that ever went on my eyes. I loved this so much. Naked 2. I have the Vice 2. I just love the packaging of this. Like, this palette is stunning, and it has like a little encrusted diamante jeweled UD on there. This palette to me is a bit random now that I look at it. Back when I got it a couple of years ago. I know you're meant to throw out your eyeshadow palettes after 2 years, but I can't. When I got it, it was like God's gift. But I look at it now and I'm just like, I struggle to find how to wear it. It's like, it's just a very random palette. There's a lot going on in it. I feel like if you're using this palette, you need to reach for others. So it's not a good palette for like creating any look you want, because you're gonna need something else from another palette. But there is some really lovely, unique, individual colours in it that I don't have in anything else, so I still love it. But it is a bit of it's a random one. Yeah, but I still love it. And then I have Vice 3. Looks like this. The thing that upset me the most about this palette is just how tarnished it got. It looked very grubby very quickly, but it's probably that foiled packaging, but it just got very, and it has the little diamante Vice written on it. This one is a bit more, you can do more with it, but there's still a few random colours in here, like that green's a random one. But there's lovely burgundies and like foiled coppery cranberry colours, with nice nude colours. I love these. That grey down there, what's it called? DTF. That's a good eyeshadow. That's a good eyeshadow palette colour. Can't speak properly. But yeah, no, this one is exciting too. That Bobby Dazzle and all, like, that's a really good white highlight colour. Yeah, I love this palette. It's a really good one too. This palette, actually, I wanted it so much at the time, and whenever I first got it, this thing was like the only thing. This was the only thing that went on my eyes when I got it. I just loved it. I couldn't look near anything else. It was so good at the time, but now I barely use it. That's sad to say that. I use that there, oh, let me see what it is. It's the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, and every single eyeshadow in here smells like chocolate. It must be made, I think it's made with icing sugar or something because they smell so sweet. But yeah, I don't really use it anymore. I just use that there, what's it called? Do they have names? They don't have names. But I use that dark brown up in the corner for my eyebrow shade, so I do still use it, but not as an eyeshadow palette. Yeah, I just feel like I have I have palettes that have all these colours and more, so I would grab them more. And I don't know, I feel like I don't want to batter this palette because I used to love it. I just feel like the colours in it are just a bit dull. That's it. They're just a bit dull. Sorry. I still love you. You're a big part of my makeup life. Another palette that is actually new to my collection. I got it not last month, the month before. It's the Be Perfect in LMD palette. My last video was an eyeshadow tutorial using this palette, so you will know how much I love it. I had said that I'd won a palette and I was gifted a palette for my birthday. This is the one that I was gifted because the one that I won in the competition had a colour to these. It was Beam and Prinny were back to front, so I gave it away to my cousin. But yeah, I love this eyeshadow palette. This is a great one. It has like a whole smoky eye, a cranberry eye on this side, a nice warm toned eye look on this side, and then the best highlight, contour and peachy blush ever. Love this palette. This is a palette I would take with me if I was going away, like if I was going away for the weekend or I was going away to stay at a friend's house and we were going out, because it just has everything in it. And yeah, it's a good wee travel palette because it has all those looks and then your highlight, contour and your blush as well. So love this. I would recommend this. I would recommend this to everybody I know. I think it is one of the best palettes I've ever had. Yeah, love you. And then last but definitely not least, these are my two favourite palettes that I've ever owned. I love them to death. They look a bit messy because I haven't cleaned them, but they are incredible. And it is my Huda Beauty palettes. I have Huda Beauty, and I think this one's just called the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Edition, and this is the Desert Dusk palette, and I love them both equally as much. I'm just obsessed with these eyeshadow palettes. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you could take every other palette that I own. Actually no, you couldn't take the Morphe one, the Jaclyn Hill one, and you couldn't take the LMD one. But if you took the rest, I would be happy enough with just those four. I'm going to start with the rose gold one. My sister bought me this for Christmas a couple of years ago. It wasn't last year, but it was the year before. And it just looks like this. I know it's a bit grubby looking, but it is the best. I actually don't use those foiled colours. It's the mattes that I'm obsessed with, because if you want something warm, you can do it. If you want something pinky and cool tones, you can do it. That's good black. I just love this palette. This is one of my all-time favourites, and I've enjoyed it. I look back at like the nights out I've had and I've used this, and I have good memories with those eyeshadows that I wore. It's just one of those palettes that I love to death. And then I got the Huda Beauty Desert Dust palette myself a couple months ago. It wasn't a couple months ago, it was last year. And this is just another amazing eyeshadow palette. I feel like I want to play around more with the like iridescent colours and the two-toned ones, because I just use the warm ones continuously. I'm obsessed. I love that Turkish Delight. Like, there's so many beautiful colours in this palette, and I actually think I might do a makeup tutorial using this palette, because I never did it and I use it all the time and I love it. And yeah, I think give this video a big like if you want me to do a eyeshadow tutorial using the Huda Beauty palette, because I definitely will do that for you. So that is all the palettes that I own. I always want more, but I refrain because I need to start using the ones that I have a bit more. That's unless another Huda Beauty palette comes out, I'm going to buy that because I can't not. So yeah, that is all the eyeshadow palettes I own. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yes, give it a thumbs up if you want to see me do that eyeshadow tutorial with the Huda Beauty palette. And thanks again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!